feel like you are living in a different reality than a lot of other people, but you don't know why? Does reality feel more like a shifting wave of energy rather than something fixed and solid? What you are feeling is a massive planetary timeline shift. There is a major war happening right now for dominance over the final timeline that this planet is going to land on. I want to show you exactly what is happening and how you can have conscious control over which timeline you find yourself on. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Saratoga Ocean. For over 25 years, I've helped thousands of people navigate the events on this planet so they can stay on a conscious path of natural evolution. So what is a timeline split? A timeline is a vibrational trajectory. It's potential. It's not fixed. Now, every thought, every emotion, and every choice you make broadcasts a certain frequency. And that frequency magnetizes you to a matching version of reality or a matching timeline. Right now, we are seeing a massive divergence between two dominant fields of energy. One field is based on fear, control, artificial life, and manipulation. Let's call that the synthetic timeline. The other field is based on nature, sovereignty, love, and inner alignment. We can call that the organic timeline. Now, the further that these timelines diverge, the harder it becomes to exist in both of them. This is why it can feel like you are living in a totally different reality than many of the people around you. It's because in a way you actually are. Now let's talk about how timelines actually work. You can think of a timeline as being like a train. They are moving trajectories of potential. So let's imagine that you want to board a particular timeline. You board it through resonance, not through willpower or wishful thinking. Your consciousness and energy need to be in coherence with that timeline. So the timeline that you anchor into is determined by your state of consciousness. It's not just about what you believe. It's about what you embody. It's about your frequency and vibration. Now, the higher the vibration, the more fluid and elevated the timeline. And this is perfect for us as human creators. A more fluid timeline allows us many more creative options, along with supporting our freedom and our sovereignty. The lower the vibration, caused by things like fear and guilt and control, the denser the reality, which means that such a reality is more fixed. It's not fluid. Now, here are a few signs that you are actively in the midst of a timeline shift. You feel like you're observing life from somewhere else. It might feel like you're slightly out of sync. People you once resonated with now feel kind of off, like you're not really matching up anymore. Or you might experience sudden, inexplicable changes in relationships. Also, time could feel really kind of wonky. Maybe you can't remember what day it is, or you have the wrong day. You suddenly realize that hours of time have passed and you barely noticed. You could even have experiences that feel almost like missing time. I mean, sometimes to me, you guys, it feels almost like an entire month is missing. Have any of you had these kind of bizarre experiences of time? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know if someone else is experiencing such things. Now, you might also have a sense of alternate versions of your life, or maybe you have dreams that show this. You might feel acutely aware of your past self in a way that almost feels like a life's review. I'd love to know if you've had that experience as well. You might even have glimpses of parallel selves or parallel realities. And you could definitely experience physical symptoms. Things like lightheadedness, occasional dizziness, or unexplainable exhaustion. You might feel great one day and terrible the next, with no real explanation. Often, this is your body and your nervous system trying to reorient to these massive frequency shifts. Let me know in the comments if you have felt any of these things. It can be really helpful when you guys share so that we all know that we're not alone. Now let's talk about the timeline war for dominance. And then I'll share some good news. When we look at the world, it is obvious that there are two central themes at play. One is the theme of fear and control, and the other is the theme of positive breakthroughs, creativity, and sovereignty. Prior to now, the controllers of this planet had us all locked into their preferred timeline, which is one of a totally artificial, synthetic planet that they control through AI grids of mass surveillance. But what we are witnessing now is the result of the powerful awakening of the people of this earth who have clearly had enough of this nonsense. I want you to understand the true power of your awakening. Your spiritual awakening creates an energetic portal or opening to the higher forces of light in this universe. It opens gateways of support from unseen, higher vibrational forces of evolution. That's because when you embrace your own awakening, it sends a frequency signal that shows these higher benevolent forces that you are ready to move forward. This is why the controllers are having an increasingly difficult time getting a foothold with their nefarious plans. We are seeing so much ugliness emerge on this planet that was previously hidden. The powerful light of our emerging consciousness is illuminating this horribleness for us all to see. It is literally pushing these controllers out in the open and into the light. This is causing them to lose leverage every single day. See, they need to operate under the cloak of lies and secrecy in order to get away with what they're doing. When that cloak is removed and secrecy is no longer possible, their foothold on this planet begins to slip. And that's what is happening right now. But the war for dominance is not yet won by either side. So it's very important that we continue on our individual paths of evolution and consciousness expansion because it really does have an impact. The most important thing for each of us to focus on right now is personal sovereignty. We need to be physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually sovereign. This does not mean that we cut ourselves off from the world and from other people. It means that we are able to stay centered in our own energy. It means to be unshakable in knowing who you are at a cosmic level of being. Now, this will give you the very important ability to discern. And we need discernment because every single day we are being bombarded with things designed to collapse our consciousness into a state of contraction instead of expansion. Now, there are forces that benefit from you staying locked into a lower timeline with your consciousness. Those forces would be things like mass media, fear-based messaging, and even addiction to screens and technology. So self-awareness is key. It is vital. Now, here's the truth that we all want to be thinking about. Every single day, you are given opportunities to opt in or opt out of different timelines. You do it by what you focus on, by what you consume, and by who you trust. You do it by the decisions you make on a daily basis. See, you can think of your decisions as being like your steering wheel. Decisions and choices, even the very small ones, will steer your life and your consciousness in a certain direction. So it's really wise to be self-aware and have clarity about the direction in which your decisions are leading you. And most importantly, how often you return to your inner point of stillness or your center will make a huge difference in the outcome, because your heart and your center are literally the gateway to your highest path. So you want to be like a solid tree with very deep roots that is unshakable no matter what the storm. Now, you don't have to be perfect to stay on your highest timeline. You mostly just need to be fully present in your life and remain self-aware. You want to be willing to be true to what matters the most to you. And you certainly don't have to try and control the outcome for the entire world. You just have to stop giving your energy to the world that you don't want to live in. Now, this is not about escaping or the collapse of the controller's evil plans. It's about building the new life and frequency that you yourself want to live in. The more you align with your soul's frequency through embodiment, authenticity, and inner stillness, the less you will feel the effects of the lower timelines. And the cool thing is, you can become almost invisible to the chaos. And that's not just because you're avoiding it, it's because you are literally living in a totally different frequency. It's a choice between a frequency of lower, earthbound density and a higher frequency of cosmic light and expansion. Now, I want to invite you to make your own conscious statement right here and right now. If you are ready to get focused on what is truly meaningful for you, then just give this video a like to mark your intention, or leave a more detailed statement in the comments. Also, let me know your thoughts on everything I've shared with you today. Do you feel timelines shifting and changing? Are you aware of this timeline war? How is it affecting you? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to continue on this journey together, be sure to subscribe, because I have much more to share about this amazing cosmic journey that we all share here on planet Earth. And with that, I'm sending you all so much love, light, and high vibrational energy. Have a beautiful day, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.